Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to GSL Code A. Today with Kaldor and Atosa as well.
Yes, and oh my god, look at this suit, everybody. Look at that tie. You know, there's always been a disparity between Code S and Code A because Code A has always been handsomer. You and Wolf are just like the handsomest guys in Korea just about, and now you have better suits. I'm starting to think that there's something going on here at GOMTV.
I was actually just trying to say that they just give us the better suits because you guys are more handsome, so you don't really need the good suits and the ties, you know?
Well, this is what you can do when you're like handsome and ripped and smart and funny, is that you can just be humble all the time. You don't got to be arrogant like Tasis and Artosis, but I mean, you're the best.
Actually, I've seen these suits for the first time today as well. I just walked back in the back room. I actually brought them the suit that I had with me at GSTL finals because I think we would wear it today, and then suddenly I see you and I'm like, oh, this looks nice. Wait a second. We're actually casting Code A today, so this is the suit that I'm getting to wear every single time.
You get to wear it for the whole season, man. I swear to God. But you know what's actually really good about it is I watch all the Code A games at home on my couch. You know, I'm like, oh, it's Code A tonight, and I turn it on, and you know, I make a plate of nachos, and I watch you guys. So now at least you guys are going to be even more eye candy than before.
So you mean the teal tie is not just right into your eye?
Dude, the teal tie. I actually am just going to buy 2 new ties and bring them in, man. Those ties are so bad.
All right. That's the games, by the way, that we had this morning. Well, not this morning, but at 1 p.m. we started. We had StarCraft Ace winning against GOMTV with 2-1. And, well, before we started with the next results, we have a little bit of an interview, apparently, with the winners.
Sick.
네, 안녕하세요. 스타테일 정우서입니다.
Oh, actually we have subtitles.
awesome. 이겨서 되게 기쁘고요. 최근 안 좋은 모습 많이 보여드렸는데 32강에서 아마 김동현 선수나 박수호 선수랑 할 것 같은데 자신 있는 저그전이기 때문에 최선을 다해서 재밌는 경기 하고 싶네요. 특히 박수호 선수랑 해서 좀 주목받는 경기 하고 싶은데요.
I hate it when that happens, man. I make 7 or 8 and then just make like 40 zerglings. I'm like,
감사합니다.
That's what I'm like.
안녕하세요. 뽕뽕프라임 최종혁입니다. 오늘 좀 생각보다 많이 어렵게 이겨가지고 되게 지금도 기분이 좀 이상해요, 솔직히.
Yeah, we were talking to Sellout back. He was hoping Gondal could win because he knocked Sellout out of the qualifiers. I used to be like that too, man. I would just root people up to the top when they beat me in a tournament.
You should have seen Sellout at the Code A qualifier when we lost to him. He was just banging his head at the wall the entire time. He was like, I can't believe I lost.
맛있는 거 사갖고 놀러 오시는 상구 형 정말 고맙고 함께 연습해준 팀원들 정말 고맙습니다.
All right, well, there's the scores right there. I'm looking forward to getting home and watching those, watching the VODs, Kaldor. Were there any particularly good sets?
I really liked Symbol against SC.
Dude, I can't. SC is going down to Code B. That's what a wild world we live in.
I actually expected Symbol to win, but the thing is
that Symbol's kicking ass.
Yeah, he's kicking ass, but both of them kind of deserve to get into the next round, you know?
Oh, I want to see them both in Code S, to be honest.
It's one of those matches that you just watch and you think like, well, I don't want any one of them to lose.
Yeah, well, that's what I hate about round 1 of Code A. I'm like, oh my god. And look at these matches. Yeah. Revival, DRG, that's pretty big. That's coming up first. Of course, we're having such good banter that these graphics are going off the screen before we can finish, but there's a big match of Huck tonight. We do not want Huck falling down into Code B again.
Yeah, and as I just mentioned earlier, Naniwa told me that Hack is actually doing really, really well in his PvP lately. He's apparently beating Squirtle 80% of the time.
That's insanity. Hack is good, but let's talk about these guys for a second here. DRG. This guy was on the biggest hot streak ever, and now is in the first round of Code A, and he's going up against someone extremely good, TSL Revival. The TSL Zergs are getting insanely good between Revival, Hyun, and Symbol.
Hyun is doing so much better.
Oh my god, he's so good.
Last time in the matches that he had the GSL, and I casted a couple of games since at the KSL, for example. He impressed me so much. He's getting better like crazy every single time that I watch the guy.
He is an insane StarCraft 1 powerhouse, so I can't wait to see him go up. But I mean, that's why I'm a little bit afraid for DRG, because DRG just kicks ass a lot. He's like the best Zerg in the world, but Revival has insanely good Zerg practice partners.
Exactly, as you mentioned, the TSL Zergs are just so impressive, and it's ZVZ after all, so this is going to be epic. And we have Talarim Altar as the first map.
Kaldor, I would never beat you in a fight, but if it was a ZVZ like knife fight scenario, you know, we both have like long knives and like, I'd have a chance, you know? And that's what ZVZ is. It's a knife fight.
I'm really bad at knife fights.
You're really bad at knife fights? Well,
I
dude, I
tried.
honed my skill. I lived in China for 3 years learning the art of knife fights.
Okay, I'm staying away from you.
Right, here we go, guys. DRG against Revival.
And the GSL Code with a Toasters and color. Powered by a Hot 6, and first game has started to the right side of the map in the red color. We have our player for Team MVP. It is none other than
MVP DongRaeGu.
I kind of forgot for a second that I have Street Fighter voice with me today now again.
Oh, yeah.
With the earlier set, I didn't have it, so I was waiting for it and waiting and waiting, and nothing happened. And look at that pool timing.
That is a quick pool. But who's this guy, Caldor?
Immediately, but to the left we have the opponent of DRG. It is the TSL player in the blue color. It is
GSL Revival.
It's going to be pretty interesting to see when exactly Revival is going to throw down his pool. If he starts with a 15 hatch, with it, which is not unheard of on this map, then DRG will be in such a good position. With the 10 pool, he will be able to do so much pressure.
Yeah, and he's gotten his quick gas too, so we got to ask ourselves if he's going for super quick banes or he's going for super quick speed. We've seen both from 10 pools, so that'll be interesting, but we do have a relatively quick pool from his opponent Revival here.
Yeah, Revival is going for the 14 pool, so he's not playing it too risky. We don't see the 15 hatch for the TSL Zerg player. And now the pool's done for DRG, the first 6 links in production. Let's see how Revival is going to handle this.
Oh, dude, I think he's going for the Baneling bust. He's making 8 lings, only 2 drones mining gas at a time, so we'll see if he's going to throw down that Baneling nest.
He's not even getting a queen right now. Now he has enough minerals, and there it is.
All right, so it looks like he just wanted to fix up his economy a little bit with the 2 drones. He will be going for that speed instead, likely.
And now Revival spotted it. Just now the Overlord caught a glimpse of the Zerglings headed towards the main base. He has the expansion in production now.
He is making 6 Zerglings. Speed on the way for DRG, so his speed is going to be like forever ahead of his opponents.
But he pulled the drones out. We won't see any Baneling action after all. No additional gas for DRG.
Yeah, DRG counting on his Zergling harassment to do enough here to actually make it worthwhile to go for a 10 pull and quick speed. Now DRG, a little mistake there, taking some extra damage on his Zerglings, but you know, as he rallies in more and more lings and gets speed, in fact, he should be able to out-micro Revival here.
I really love that we have already different openings in the first match. That's the one thing that you really want to have when there are mirror matches.
That is completely true. Unless it's TVT, then Artosis just wants mech versus mech. But every other time, Caldor, absolutely, I want to see 2 different builds, fight it out, see which of our players is going to be more clever. DRG is actually, I love that DRG's running back across the map right now, because if, Revival's so smart turns around, because if he doesn't, if speed kicks in, guys, basically, and Revival's too far across the map, DRG turns around, kills all his lings. That's bad news. Also, notice that DRG hasn't shown the rest of his lings. We already showed you in the main base. There they are. And that's because he doesn't want him to think. He wants him to think, okay, you're just going for drones now. You're just droning up. But in fact, this is going to be basically a speedling all, and he has to do a lot of damage with this, or he's going to be way too far up.
But he will. There's no Baneling nest. He doesn't have any gas, and this one Spine Crawler will not do enough.
Yeah, it's pretty weak, man.
Especially, just look at the numbers. We have 28 Zerglings against 8. So at this point, with all these lings, this is going to be so hard to defend against.
Oh man, look at this. Surrounding that Spine Crawler, trying to take it down. Does get canceled. Oh god, look at this. He's surrounding everything right now, and the Queens are going to go down, the Lings are going to go down, and DRG
is game.
Yeah, he's basically already won this.
The Spine Crawler is not even started. We don't have any Banelings whatsoever. The Lings running into the main base, taking on the drones now, and Revival is going down on Antigua. There's no way he can't keep up with the production of DRG at this point.
Game is over, Caldor. I mean, there's too many lings from DRG. He's got way more drones. He's got a better economy, better production. No queens even left for Revival.
The queen's all that he has 2 bases. The only thing that he has going for him, but it won't help him at all. The drones trying to mine up, but now more of the drones are dying, and this is game, ladies and gentlemen. GG.
Wow, that was a quick one.
Yeah, it was a really quick one. DRG with a lot of aggression here in the first game.
Yeah. Well, DRG taking that first game. Of course, if he falls into Code B, that is a travesty. I mean, he's like basically the best Zerg in the world, so we do not want to see that.
And he's the current champion.
Yeah, that's... Oh my god, that's right. Oh,
just think about it. God. The current champion would actually drop down into Code B. This would be such an upset.
And you got all these runner-up spots and MLGs and GSLs and the like.
Yep.
So, needs to win this one. Revival, not nearly as much pressure on him. Still a very strong player, but DRG did a very tricky build there and caught him completely off guard.
And we're going to have dual side as the next map, so a very, very small map where you can start with a lot of aggression as well. It's already interesting to note that both of them are playing in the best matchup here. Statistically speaking.
Really? Yeah. Is that right? Huh. That's actually really interesting.
Well, I have Revival with a 60% win ratio with 50 games, and DRG has roughly 70 games and 74% win ratio.
That's a big win ratio. Now, here's a question for you, Caldor. With those two win ratios put together, if they 2-on-1'd Nest's Zerg vs. Zerg, who would win?
They would... I actually think that each of them has a good shot at NST as it is. Nest, come on. Nest has been doing not that good in DBZ anymore.
Or is Nest not the creator of the universe? You don't subscribe to Nest theory? Nest creation theory or whatever?
Well, he's the creator of the universe, but his CVC has been sloppy a little bit. Well, if you can actually talk about sloppy with a guy who has like a 70% win ratio in a matchup. So, but Nest really impressed me at RPL, I have to say.
Oh, that's right. It was nice to see him come back finally for a big tournament.
I mean, even you, as the announcer of Nest being the creator of the universe, how did you figure that out, by the way?
Nest let me know, man. It's just we're friends, that's
all. He just told you?
Yeah, man, I hang out with him in the back room where he smokes. He's like, dude, you know what? I'm like, what, Nest? And why are you speaking in my mind? You don't speak English. He's like, dude, I created the universe. I'm like, oh my god, I have to tell the world. All right.
I never knew.
Yeah, no, that's the story behind it, guys. There you go. All right, here we go. It's going to be DRG against Revival, game number 2. Can Revival revive himself and his chances at Code S?